All right, good morning, people. Hope you're awake, because you gotta pay attention now. Not really. I've had quite a lot of thoughts, and I want to share just a few of them with you, and I hope that you will take some of it to heart and maybe act upon it. Because I, like all of you, came here with expectations. I had some hopes for what I could get. I could learn something new, I could become more skilled, I could have a place to relax and have fun. And, you know, just like the rest of us, a lot of you came specifically to learn ceramics. You came specifically to learn music or play with other people. But one thing I think we all have in common is that we came here to make friends. And that's great, that's amazing, and that's awesome. But have you spent just a second on thinking about how you can be that friend? Because it's not just, a friend is not like a slave you get and then they just, you know, do your commands. It's a two-way street. And so you also have to be that friend to somebody else. And so that's where the relationship starts, that's when it blossoms. And it happens naturally, but we don't think about how it can actually work together. We have to focus on that. Because we keep thinking on this, what can we get? What can we get? I think Soren said it at one point, what's in it for me? Well, what's in it for the rest of us? Why should you be here? It's not that I want you gone, it's just, well, you come here with something special, right? We all do. But what special thing can you contribute with? What can you give to this semester? Because if we all do this together, it's going to be the most amazing thing ever. The only point is we have to think about what we can do for each other. You're going to be the one that listens when somebody is sad or has issues. You're going to be the one in ceramics that shows the other people how it's done, or, you know, give the teacher some time off. Or you're going to be the one that sets up games or makes sure that stuff happens. Or you're going to be the one that just creates a good atmosphere and makes people laugh. You all have qualities, you all have things you can do for other people. And I think you owe it to yourself and to other people to do that. Because we can gain so much from you. So please, please share with us. And that's gonna make the difference. Like each and every semester in this school is different because it is almost only comprised of the people. People that have been here several semesters, they say it, I feel it too, because this is my second semester. That it's so different because there's so many new people, and then the entire environment changes. Because the environment is the people, it is you. We're all together in this, and we all have a shared responsibility to take care of each other. And that's like as far as it goes. I think one of the things we can do is to try and appreciate more, right? To just be a little bit grateful. There's a reason why being grateful is such a huge part of every religion. You praise God or Allah or Yahweh, or you say thank you to Buddha, and you sit down and you think of all the things you do have. And you appreciate that. You know, that's actually pretty good. This is pretty amazing. You can think about all the things you don't have. Sure, I don't have $1 million. I don't have a world record. I don't have 50 wives. That's okay. Because I also don't have, you know, terminal cancer. I haven't had a sibling that died. There are things you don't have that you can be sad about. But you can also think about the things you don't have, that you don't want to have, and appreciate that things are generally okay. That somebody in your family doesn't, I don't know, kill themselves or leave. The point in gratitude is that it is fucking hard. It is so hard to sit down and think about the things you have and actually, honestly appreciate it. To actually honestly sit down and say, you know what, I'm actually really happy for this. I experienced it truly for one of the first times in my life last week. Because one day Casper, he came up to me and said, hey Jonas, I baked you some cookies. You look really stressed, and I thought you could use some cookies. And it just made me so happy. And then the day after, I sit and I talk with Isabella, and she's like doing some weird thing in ceramics, and then I don't really look at it, I just talk with her, and then she holds it up, and it's a little ceramic holder for a candlelight. And because I bought one from her, which then broke, and so I was really sad about it, and I was thinking, oh, can I like glue it together? But then she held it up and said, you can pick the color. And so she made a new one for me. And those two things I sat and I thought about that evening. And it actually made me cry. I had tears running down my face by the thought of what other people could do for me. What they did, because I felt appreciated. I felt that I was worth something, not just to me, but other people showed that to me. So about you go do that. You go and grab somebody like, hey, I appreciate you. I think you're worth something. You're really giving me something here. We need to look people and each other in the eyes and say something like that. And I think it's one of the things that we've lost, is we don't do that anymore. Like the reason I got depressed was I had thoughts that ran around in my head. You're not worth anything. You're taking away from other people. And I didn't share that. And so the more those thoughts ran around, the more they stuck. And so sure, if you're depressed and somebody says, hey, you're actually a great guy. Yeah, right. You're not going to believe it. But if that happens 100 times, 1,000 times, you just might just start believing it a little bit. But you need other people. I think we need other people. That's why you go to your neighbor and ask for sugar. Like it's such a bad stereotype. But there's a reason why it's a stereotype. It's because it's a thing where you care about each other. You're here together. You can't just ignore each other. We have a Danish philosopher that has this quote, and I can remember it only because I've read another guy called Sven Brinkmann, and he keeps mentioning this guy called Løgstrup. And Løgstrup says that you can never interact with another human being without holding a little piece of their destiny in your hands. And each and every one of you, you hold the destiny of the rest of us in your hands, because we're here in this school together. You can't just be you. You're you and also the rest of us in one big jumbled mess, because whatever you do will affect other people. And now this is not a way for me to say you need to get up and do everything and just be super amazing and super person and do everything. That's not the point. Maybe the point for you to be here is to relax and to take it easy, and for once just breathe. That's great. Do that. If you get better, you will be better. And that will actually be better for the rest of us. So it's okay to focus on yourself and focus on getting more calm or getting more energy. Because if you push yourself too hard and you're crumbling or crushing yourself, the rest of us, have to try and deal with this broken person. And we want to do that. But if you're breaking yourself, what's the reason? What's the point? Especially here. And you just think about this. We're in a folk high school. This might be the only time in your life that you actually have zero expectations from you. Nobody expects anything of you. Nothing. You can just be here. Yes, you have to show up for morning assembly. You have to be on time. Sure. You don't have to get good grades. You don't have to take care of your family or children. There's not really anything. You can do whatever you want. You can sit and play piano until 5 in the morning if that's what you want. You have all the possibilities in the world. Grab them. God damn it, grab them. This is so freaking huge. This is so absolutely amazing. And I think we need to spend more time on actually cherishing that. Because what happens especially in our society, right? We see all the advertisement. Oh, you don't have this, and you don't have this, and you don't have this, and you don't have this. Coca-Cola. Happiness in a bottle. Fuck that. It's sickening. Because we keep thinking about it. Oh, I don't have a boyfriend. Oh, I don't have that boyfriend. Oh, I don't have the skills to play perfect piano. I don't have a lot of money. I don't have a great family. A lot of things that you don't have. And everybody's missing something. And that's okay. Because you've got something else. And right now, at least one thing we have in common is we've got each other. And you know what? That's actually pretty fucking great. I like you guys a lot. And it feels great to be here. I can feel that, like, deep down, I can finally just settle down and feel at home and relax and be okay with just being. And I need that. I fucking need that. I think a lot of you do too. And maybe you didn't know that before you came here and you felt yourself just at some point calm down. And calm down in a way you hadn't even thought was possible. That's what happens. There's not all this pressure. And that's what happens when you are forced to be with other people. You can't just hide. Because at some point you will show your dark side. At some point you won't be this little bundle of smiling fairy joy. Because you can't be that all the time. That's inhuman. But we're expected to be always happy and super energetic. It's not going to happen. And so when you show that bad side, you get angry, you get sad, and you can't hide, and somebody finds you, you find that they actually accept you and say, okay, come here, get a hug, if you're in my color group. Because it's okay, and we all feel those emotions, we all have those issues. Like, everybody's got fucking issues, man. You're not special for having issues. Your issues might be special to you, but everybody has something. And that's okay. That's just who we are. That is part of being alive. But we should just calm down sometimes and look at what's in front of you and see what you can do with it. And I hope this makes you think just a little bit what you can do. Maybe grab that extra cup when you walk past anyways. Maybe you say yes to that dumb activity in the weekend because you don't have anything better to do. Sure, I'll watch a movie. Sure, I'll go play football even though I'm tired and I don't really wanna and I missed brunch. So what? Something fun might happen. You never know. Like, you've probably already experienced this. The best experiences and the best conversations you've had is when you just randomly walk by someone and you end up talking and then 5 minutes turns to an hour, just like that. Because that's what happens. It's flow. We're just here together and we interact and we talk with each other, and that helps a lot. Now I lost track, so I will try and see where I was going with this. Oh yes. You see, it's hard in the beginning to do the extra thing, even though it's a little thing. But the more you do it, the easier it gets. That's what's called a habit. The more you miss morning assembly, the more easy it will be to do again. And the more you show up, the easier it will be. Maybe also go to bed at like not 5 But you know, it's not necessarily that hard to just do that little extra thing. If you notice someone sitting a bit for themselves, go strike up a conversation if you're the person who can handle that. Of course, if you have crushing social anxiety and don't know how to talk with people, maybe you're not the one. Or maybe that's exactly why you're the special one that can go talk to that person and connect. Because you both feel weird and awkward and don't really know what to do with yourself, what to do with yourselves. The point is that it gets easier. And actually what happens, so when you think of other people and you do something for them, specifically to make them happy, that changes you. For the better, it doesn't make you like evil. I remember a guy who quoted something from a magazine, I think it was Femina, where they said, oh, if you want to be happy, then you should do something for others, because if you do something for others, that will make you happy. Well, yes, but not if you think about it like that. You're not supposed to do something for other people so that you can be happy. That's disgusting. You should do it because it makes somebody else happy. There is no more to it than that. You can do something for somebody else and they will appreciate it. And they'll be like, hey, that was great. You made me happy for doing that. Thank you. And you could be like, gotcha, fam. Sure, right? But the idea of having to always be happy and find it within yourself, in some ways it's true. The point is that you need to change the way you think about it. If you try and think more about what you can give and what you can share and what qualities you have, that other people might learn something from or get something from. You can make the panicked stress ball relax a bit and just go like, look, stop taking yourself so seriously. Just come here, make some jokes, have some fun, drink some coffee, goof around. You can do something like that and it's not that hard. But what actually happens in your brain is when you do something, there are brain cells that form. And now if you think about other people and you learn to focus on helping them, new brain cells will form for the specific function of doing something for other people. And so one, you're better at it. Two, it gets easier because you have more brain power to do something for other people. And three, I really do believe it makes you a better person. And again, this is not about you then having to put everyone else in front of you all the time and not take care of yourself. Because if you do so much for other people that you break, you can't do something anymore because you don't have that extra energy. So first off, you need to get better. If you're not well, get better. And trust that we're here to help you. We're here to help you make you better. And it doesn't have to be that we sit here and play therapist. Just have a regular old conversation and find out that other people have issues too, or find out that even though you have a hard time, you can forget about it and you can have fun. I think that slowly, time by time, settles in us. So I think, closing off, I will encourage you to think of 3 things that you're grateful for during the day. Notice when somebody else does something for you. And appreciate that. Like, hey, thanks for grabbing me that cup of coffee. Like, really, that was nice. Think about what you can do for others. What your special quality is that you can share with other people. Because you do have something. Even if you don't believe it, if you don't think you have anything you can share with other people, go ask. It's like, hey, I feel worthless. I don't think I can contribute with anything. And they're going to be like, shut up, you sing great. Go make a song for us. Something like that. It's actually not that hard. The only point is you need to change your perspective. You need to think about it differently. Because you have a responsibility for the rest of us, yes. But that's something you should want to have.